Season 5, Episode 5, Income-Oriented Equities. In the previous episode, we explored the world of public equities. We looked at stocks not as symbols on a screen, but as ownership in productive businesses. And we saw that those businesses can behave in different ways. Some reinvest most of their earnings to expand. Others distribute a large portion of their profits to owners. Today we'll take a closer look at that second group. Income-oriented equities. These are companies whose economic structure allows them to return a significant share of their cash flow to shareholders on a regular basis. To understand why these businesses exist, it helps to think about the life cycle of a company. Early in a company's development, opportunities for expansion are usually abundant. New products can be created. New markets can be entered. Infrastructure can be built. In these stages, reinvesting earnings often produces the greatest long-term benefit. Every dollar put back into the business has the potential to generate even more value in the future. But over time, something changes. Many businesses eventually reach a stage where their core systems are largely built. Their networks are established. Their markets are stable. At that point, reinvesting every dollar may no longer produce the same level of return. Instead of expanding rapidly, the company begins to generate steady and predictable cash flow. And when that happens, management faces a choice. They can continue accumulating cash inside the business, or they can return some of that cash to the owners. Many companies choose the second path. They begin distributing a portion of their profits through dividends. From the perspective of the shareholder, this changes the experience of owning the investment. Instead of waiting entirely for the value of the company to rise, the owner begins receiving a stream of income along the way. That income may arrive quarterly, semi-annually, or sometimes even monthly. Over time, those distributions can become a meaningful component of the total return. Some industries are particularly well suited to this model. Utilities are a common example. Their infrastructure, power plants, transmission networks, distribution systems, requires enormous upfront investment. But once those systems are built, they often generate relatively stable cash flow for long periods of time. Pipeline operators and other forms of energy infrastructure behave similarly. Large networks are constructed to move resources across long distances. Once in place, those networks can produce consistent income as long as the underlying activity continues. Real estate investment trusts operate on a comparable principle. They own properties that generate rent. After expenses and maintenance are covered, much of that rental income can be distributed to investors. Consumer businesses with established brands sometimes fall into this category as well. Once the brand and distribution network are firmly established, the business may produce reliable profits with relatively modest reinvestment needs. In each of these cases, the company functions less like a growth engine and more like a cash flow generator. The underlying operations still matter, of course. Products must still be sold. Services must still be delivered. But the economic emphasis shifts. Instead of prioritizing rapid expansion, the business focuses on producing steady returns for its owners. This is what makes income-oriented equities attractive to many investors. They convert the productive activity of the business into ongoing cash flow. For someone building a financial system designed to support spending over time, that behavior can be especially useful. But income-oriented equities also carry their own set of dynamics. Because these companies distribute a large portion of their profits, they often grow more slowly than businesses that reinvest most of their earnings. Their returns depend not only on growth, but also on the consistency of the underlying cash flow. If the business environment changes or profits decline, those distributions may be reduced. So income-oriented equities still require the same careful evaluation as any other investment. The stability of the underlying enterprise matters. The durability of its economic position matters. And the sustainability of the income stream matters. What distinguishes these companies is not that they are risk-free. It is that their economic structure allows owners to participate in the business through regular distributions of cash. They transform profits into income. And in doing so, they represent one of the most visible ways investment income appears in the financial world. But income does not only come from ownership in companies. Another major source of investment income arises from a completely different economic relationship. Not ownership, but lending. Instead of sharing in the profits of a business, capital can also be placed into agreements where borrowers pay for the use of money. And that brings us to the world of fixed income.